Greetings, NutriBlasters. I'm David Wolfe, and we're here to talk about a big question that I get all the time, almost every day. And the question is about oxidation. What it is, does the NutriBullet oxidize food? Do juicers oxidize food? Do blenders oxidize food? What's the deal with oxidation? So we're going to start with what is oxidation first, and I'm going to show you that, and then we're going to get into how the NutriBullet actually is the least oxidative appliance there is. So first of all, if we've ever cut an apple and we've seen it start to turn brown, and we just cut these apples and you can see they're starting to turn brown, then we're aware that there's some kind of a reaction with the atmosphere that's happening with our food. The vitamins are breaking down, the nutrients are breaking down, the mineral compounds are starting to break down, and that's what goes on with our foods due to oxidation. They're exposed to oxygen. About 20% of our atmosphere is actually oxygen. So the key idea is that we don't want to infuse our food, especially when it's broken down, especially when it's liquefied, with air. Otherwise, we're going to get oxidation, and the food is actually going to start to break down, and it won't store very well, for example, in the refrigerator. Okay, now let me show you something about the NutriBullet that's really interesting. When I pour my liquid in, let's just pour it right up here to the max line. You see the max line in the front. Okay, so you can see that. What's happening is I'm actually going to seal it completely from the rest of the atmosphere. Now, there's going to be a little bit of atmosphere in there, and that's the only atmosphere that's going to mix in with our food. But with every other blender and every other juicer that's out there, it's open to the atmosphere. So there's a vortex created in a blender that just pulls the atmosphere right into it. This is a sealed environment with our NutriBullet. It's shielded from any more oxidation, so we're only going to get a small amount of oxidation. Again, every other juicer and blender is going to suck oxygen in there, and it's going to actually oxidize that food rapidly. This sealed environment, especially when I put this on here, you can see what's going to happen, is almost no oxygen is left in there. Now, normally with every other blender, we don't have a sealed environment. It's open, and it continues to pull more and more and more air right into the vortex of those blades. This is, again, just a small amount of oxygen, so this is actually going to last longer, for example, in the refrigerator. If I was to take that and just put a lid on it and put it away in the fridge, or if I had kept that closed and just put that away in the fridge, it's going to last probably twice as long or 3 times as long as a juice or a blended drink that's in a normal blender, because there's so much air that's getting pulled into the fresh food, and it's breaking down nutrients, it's breaking down our vitamins, it's breaking down our fatty acids, and what it's doing is it's diminishing our nutrition. Another thing that's happening is that the surface tension of the material is actually getting higher, so it doesn't hydrate us as much. This material, when I drink it straight, especially if it's a NutriBlast, is going to actually go into my system easier. But the longer that I leave a blended drink out, the less likely I'm going to absorb it. This is more true, of course, with juices that are left out and any kind of open blender. Every other blender other than the bullet blenders are open blenders, and therefore they're going to become not only less nutritious, but we're less able to absorb them because the surface tension increases. That's the deal with oxidation. The NutriBullet is the best antioxidant blender there is. That's why we call it a NutriBullet. It's a NutriBlast. We hope that you enjoy your NutriBlast and keep the oxidation low and keep the nutrition high. I'm David Avocado Wolfe, wishing you the best day ever.